So this to go second. Quite a disparity between the targets of the two Chileans, the two Spanish and the two Hungarian in this Group B. Obviously it gets very heavy in Group A. Correa at 145, and that will do nicely. 3 passes, 3 white lights for Correa. Very capable. And David Fernandez is next. He also going for 145. From Tineo, Asturias, up in the north coast. So can he match his teammate? 145. Looks like he has. But he hasn't. 2-1 against. In terms of the judging, it was 1-1 for quite a while. And the decisive vote going against. So Marcus Matamala of Chile aiming for 166 now. And this again for the lead.
Stop! Right.
It's quite a battle for him to get it up, but that was only in a split decision of 2-1 against Matamala, and quite similar to the previous round. It was really straining, wavering. But he got the decision last time, not this. And still with Che, Christian Eger is going to be next, and like Matamala, cleared 163 in the opening round, but going for 170 here.
The prize goes to 170 kilograms for the second attempt from Chile, Christian Eger.
So Christian Eger.
Please be ready.
So 170 the target for Eger, the biggest so far. If he gets this, he will take Group B. Matamala is not aiming for anything higher in the next round. So Eger at 170.
Right.
That was quite accomplished.
Good lead.
So Christian Eger, who's medalled at the last two major South American continental competitions, Santiago in the South American Paras and the Para Pan Ams in Toronto, will leave here with 170 at least, and something higher to aim for in the next round. Matamala is going to go for 166 again. Eger down for 171 at the moment, but that's just an automatic thing. It'll probably be 175. Gregory Kleiss has withdrawn from the competition after the shoulder injury he picked up during his second lift.
Thank you. The prize goes to 125 kilograms for the third attempt from Hungary,
Akos Galiaslakatos is up next, and it's 125, that's his target. 115 and 120 cleared so far.
Fernandez, please be ready.
Stop.
So this for 125. He's had a very good competition up to this point, and it will continue with that. It's 3 out of 3. Galiaslakatos, 125. And he took care of everything that was put above him. Well, Hungary, in being host, very good host by the way, electing to enter lifters into all but one competition to date, and there was another DNS there, but they've had the biggest team. I think they should actually be quite encouraged by the strength and depth that they've unearthed. So David Fernandez coming out, aiming for 150 for Spain. And this would put him into third place for the time being, with Group A still to come.
Stop. Stop. Right.
That wasn't exactly straight. So none out of three for David Fernandez. The bar wasn't level and the arms are going back, and it's 3 red lights. And that was the limit of his ambitions set there. Now he'd missed that 145. Originally was going for that in the third round, but then went for 150. And because he's gone for 150, Carlos Augusto Correa is now going to go for 151. He's currently lying in third place, and he will stay in third place in Group B.
151 kilograms for the third attempt from Spain, Carlos Augusto Correa.
So the return of Carlos Augusto Correa. Missed 140 but claimed 145, so this 151.
Stop.
So 151.
Right.
Knowledge.
0 out of 3 for Carlos Augusto Correa. And that's aimed at 151.
6 kilograms rep height 14. Watching for the Group A.
So Marcus Matamala for Chile, going again for 166.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 166 kilograms for the third attempt from Chile, Marcos Matamala.
So the Chilean champion to round off with 166. And he has looked like he struggled with the previous two, but was given one, not the other.
Stop! Right.
Nice effort.
Good lead.
No problem there, 166, which is what he wanted to do last time.
4 kilograms at height 18.
That was perhaps quite close to his limit, but then it's hard to tell. But he got there. That was 3 out of 3 from the officials too, by the way.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 174 kilograms for the third attempt from Chile, Eger.
So Christian Eger of Chile to round off, and 174 is what he's gunning for here. So he's had the biggest lift in this competition at 170 Aguirre. And this to round off with 174. It's a bit of a wait. Again, in terms of the judging, it was tied at 1-1 for a long time, and the decisive decision went against him. Obviously, none of the officials can see what the others are giving or how quickly they've made their mind up.
Loaders, please load the bar to 166 kilograms at height 15.
I thought he might have got that, but hey, I'm no expert. So Aguirre, 170, that's the best we've seen, and it's 170 to kick off in Group A for Young Sun Yun of Korea. From Seoul, he's also competed in sledge hockey for many years. The 6th at the Asian Para Games in Incheon, alongside Seoul in 2014, and at the World Championships in Dubai earlier that year, he finished in 10th position. So young to follow, Michal Salwa, meanwhile, having originally put himself down for 173, has reduced that to 166, so he is actually going first. It's a change of running order in this first round of Group A. Obviously it is in ascending order they go. Samiha Sawa from Wrocław, and when he was here in 2015 for the Europeans, didn't register a mark.
Right.
But he will here.
Good lead.
Perhaps a good choice, just to bring his sight slightly lower to 166, so he's off the mark, he's on the board, and Young of Korea will come next, who you now know all about.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 170 kilograms for the first attempt from Korea, Sung Young Young.
So Young San-yun, 33, 170 being aimed for. And his best international experience, those two major competitions in 2014. So Young Sun-yun, 170 for Korea.
Stop. Right.
Good lead.
Yeah, 3 out of 3. All very capably done.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 185 kilograms for the first attempt from Uzbekistan, Navrubec Abdurasulov.
So for Uzbekistan, Navrabek Abdurasulov is aiming at 185. Uzbekistan have sent actually a very decent sized squad as well, Azerbaijan too. So 185 for Abdurasulov.
Stop. Up. Right.
Didn't appear to take a lot out of him, but
Loaders, please welcome back to 210 kilograms for height 18.
So miss at 185. There's definitely no trouble with the weight for him. Has to sort out the rest though.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 210 kilograms for the first attempt from Serbia, Petar Milenkovic.
Petar Milenkovic won a silver here in the Europeans in 2015 in Eger. No mark though in the Paralympic Games in Rio. It's the same story for him in Lexington actually at the 2013 Europeans. Competes in track and field as well. Petar Milenkovic. Was in the 97 kg final in Rio, had 3 attempts at 222. But couldn't hit any of them. So this is for 210 to take the lead, and it's the third heaviest weight being attempted in this opening round. Milenkovic for Serbia.
Stop! Right.
Good.
No problem there. And he's into the lead. Now he's stuck at 222 for each of his attempts in Rio. It would have been 4th place for him had he managed to get it even just the once, and obviously had he got it in the first round then sights would have been set higher. 229 was bronze there, and started well here with 210.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 215 kilograms for the first attempt from Azerbaijan, Elshan Husseinov.
So Elshan Husseinov of Azerbaijan, European gold medalist in Lexington in 2013 and silver here 2 years later. At the last World Championships in Dubai, took the bronze. $215 for Husseinov. So won medals at the last 2 Worlds and the last 2 Europeans. No mark for him in Rio at the Paralympic Games. Was 4th in London. 215.
Stop! Right.
215.
Good lead.
Into the lead, Elshan Husseinov.
Loaders, please load the bar to 220.
232, he missed 3 times in Rio, which would have been good for bronze, but obviously Had he got that first time round, there would have been higher targets. But he's in top spot here with only Jose de Jesus Castillo to go.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 220 kilograms for the first attempt from Mexico, Jose de Jesus Castillo.
Was the bronze medalist at 97 kg in Rio. Jose de Jesus Castillo lifted 229 there. 220 is target here. The Para-Pan Am champion from Jalisco. Bronze in the last two global championships, the Paralympic Games and the Worlds in Dubai. Didn't register a mark in London. Fourth in Beijing in 08. 220.
Stop. Right.
Now that left hand was way above the right. He won't be given it. 2 on decision against. Opens up the competition quite a bit. So our leader on 215, Elshan Husseinov of Azerbaijan. Second place at the moment, Petr Milenkovic of Serbia, 210. And in third with a lift of 170, Young Sun Young. Alongside Christian Eger of Chile, who is fourth. Same weight, but heavier in terms of body weight. Now, had he got that 174, he'd been a third place now out of Group B. Aguirre. So it's round 2. Michał aiming for 171, having cleared 166 in round 1.
Stop. Right.
Well, that didn't seem to be any problem for Michał Sava. So 171 straight through.
noted.
Thank you. The prize goes to 178 kilograms for the second attempt from Korea, Sung Young.
So Sung Yun of Korea going for 178.
Now we back after the swap. Please be ready.
So Young aiming for 178, and that would elevate him into the bronze medal position.
Stop. Right.
No.
It's 2-1 against him. It's an interesting situation actually, because the three who are aiming for the heavier lifts are considerably aiming heavier than the other three. So Husseinov, Castillo and Milenkovic, with Castillo missing at 220, Husseinov and Milenkovic successful. So at the moment, Abdurasalov, Sauber and Young are battling for the bronze medal position. But Castillo can absolutely wipe them out if he gets one lift. Milenkovic and Husseinov are definitely in the medals. They will not be surpassed by any of the other three, and Castillo will be in the medals too if he gets one lift. That's how much of a gap there is. Right now there's 40 kilograms between second and third. Castillo is in the higher range. So Nabrabak, Abdurasalov. He missed at 185 last time. For Uzbekistan, and this again a tilt at third place.
Stop. Up. Right.
So at 185, he's certainly ironed out the issues from last time. And he's into third place. Abdurasalov of Uzbekistan goes into the bronze medal position, and there's only Castillo, realistically, who can knock him out. And for the remainder of the round, we're going way beyond 200.
What is the?
Thank you. The prize goes to 220 kilograms for the second attempt from Serbia, Petar Milenkovic.
So Petar Milenkovic of Serbia, 220 his target, and this is for the lead. Currently lying in second place. Castillo of Mexico also going for 220, but Milinkovic on the head-to-head would pip him, well, more than pip him on body weight because he's 4 kilos less. So Milinkovic, who lifted 210 in round 1, this for 220. He is there, I promise you. It's a long build-up for Milinkovic as he aims for 220.
Stop. Right.
Well, he's got the 220 raised. Officials are happy, 2-1, and here's our new leader, Peter Milinkovic of Serbia. Massive battle for gold. It's a three-way fight, and Navrabek Abdurasalov hopes it actually remains a two-way fight. Castillo not successful so far for Mexico. Milinkovic leading on 220, Husseinov second on 215.
Thank you. The prize loaded to 220 kilograms for the second attempt from Mexico, Jose de Jesus Castillo.
Jose de Jesus Castillo for Mexico. His second attempt at 220. It would match Milinkovic, but would put him into second place. It would have a massive impact on Navrabek Abdurasalov, though it would knock him out of the medals. Husseinov currently in second place for Azerbaijan. He's looking for the lead as well in this round, but for now Castillo aiming for 220 to put him into second place, which means he can't match Milinkovic. He has to beat him in the final round by a kilogram. The Pan Am champion, bronze medalist in the last two global championships. Castillo for 220.
Stop. Right.
And he wasn't that far off it last time. And this time he has it. 2-1. Castillo goes into the medals. He goes into second place. Level on weight with Milinkovic, but the Serb has the advantage on body weight. And Abdurasalov knocked out of the medals. Milinkovic leads with Castillo in second.
Thank you. The prize loaded to 225 kilograms for the second attempt from Azerbaijan, Elshan Husseinov.
So after Castillo's efforts, Elshan Husseinov of Azerbaijan drops to the bronze medal position. But if he gets this at 225, he'll take the lead. Husseinov
Stop!
for 225. He has been European champion previously. He looks to have nailed that. And he has 2-1, so we have a new leader. Elshan Husseinov of Azerbaijan. He did lead at the end of the first round, lost the lead, dropped to third place, but now back in front again. How tight it will get in round 3. All 3 current medal positions, and any one of those could take the gold. And for round 3, Milenkovic going for 225. As a result, Castillo must go for 226. Husseinov currently also down for 226, but because of the bodyweight situation, he also, Husseinov, has to go higher than Castillo. Castillo has to go higher than Milenkovic. And for the rest, it's a fight for the minor positions in the top 6. Young will go for 179, as will Sauva. Young first for Korea, going for 179. Missed at 178 last time. So Young for 179, and this would put him into 5th place above the pole Sauva, but he still has to go in this last round.
Right!
Yeah, 3 red lights for him. So best of the day, 170. And he will finish in 6th place. Nobody in Group B able to beat him, although Eger did match him at 170, but Young with the lighter body weight, edging him out in the head-to-head. So Michał Sauva of Poland, 166 and 171 cleared so far, and this for 180. He will be 5th no matter what, but this to add 9 kg to his previous marks. Well, he's got it up there.
Good.
2-1. Good result for the pole from Wrocław, and it is 5th place for Michał Sorva. Real delight for him. Strong result. He's cleared every weight, having previously come here and missed all his attempts at the Europeans a couple of years ago. So, Nevrebek Abdurasalov, who had been in the bronze medal position and actually the silver medal position for a little while, will finish no higher than 4th. 193 is his target in this final round. Needed 2 attempts at 185, and this 100. $193.
Stop.
A perfect set of marks, 3 whites, lights, 3 officials happy with what they saw. So he wraps up 4th place, which was secure anyway. Now into the medals we go, and a real fight. And the stakes really heightening. So here's the situation. Castillo in 3rd place on 220. Milenkovic in 2nd on 220. Husseinov of Azerbaijan leading on 225. So Milenkovic going for 227 next to put him into the gold medal position. Castillo and Husseinov going for 230 both. And if they both get it, then Castillo would get the victory on body weight. So Milenkovic first. Well, actually, I think he's extended himself too much, and Milenkovic is the 2nd lifter in this competition having to withdraw. Shoulder trouble. So Milenkovic will be the silver medalist at best, and might be the bronze. He finishes on 220. Well, that was quite unfortunate, and as we were saying, it's funny how we don't tend to see many injuries in competition, certainly the events I've worked at, and now we happen to have 2 in the same one. So Milenkovic having to withdraw. 220 still has him in 2nd place. So Husseinov, having seen Castillo's target of 230, Husseinov will go now for 231. So down to the last two. Castillo of Mexico, the Pan American champion, going for 230 and the lead, currently in the bronze medal position. So Castillo needed 2 attempts at 220, this for 230. And for the lead. But will he be given it? He won't. 2-1 against. Castillo has bronze. Milenkovic, despite being injured ahead of his final attempt, gets the silver, and Husseinov of Azerbaijan wins the gold. So Azerbaijan have their first gold of the week, and it comes in the penultimate men's event. So Elshan Husseinov has the win on 225, and this to round off 231 for the 2013 European champion, the silver medalist in this building 2 years later. 2 world bronzes. Paralympic Games, he still has to get into the top 3. A 4th and a 5th to his name at Paralympic Games, and no mark in Rio. But Husseinov has an Eger World Cup gold here.
Stop!
231. Well, he's got it raised. Are they happy with it? Unfortunately not, no lift. 3 reds against Husseinov, but he is our champion here. 225 he lifted in round 2, and it's victory for Azerbaijan. Well, even if one of those final 3 lifters had been successful, the complexion completely would have changed. But as invariably happens, none of the 3 able to get a success. So the 1, 2, 3, Elshan Husseinov of Azerbaijan, gold 225. Pena Milenkovic of Serbia, the silver 220. And Jose de Jesus Castillo of Mexico, bronze 220. And the medal ceremony is on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony of the men's up to 107 kilogram category. Please welcome the medalists. The medals will be presented by Secretary General of the Hungarian Paralympic Committee and by George Shea, Technical Delegate of the competition. Bronze medalist representing Mexico, José de Jesus Castillo Castillo. Silver medalist representing Serbia, Petar Milenkovic. Gold medalist representing Azerbaijan, Elshan Huseynov.
It's all three missing out their final lifts. Milenkovic denied to injury, but he still gets the silver medal. Castillo couldn't get the 230, so he gets the bronze. And Huseynov clearing 225 in round 2 to get the gold for Azerbaijan, their first victory of this week in Eger.
Azerbaijan.
So Elshan Huseynov takes the honours for Azerbaijan with that successful lift of 225. The jostling that we were expecting, the major movement among the medals in the final round, did not in the end come to pass. So that's now 14 nations that have won gold medals here, Azerbaijan being the 14th. There's one men's event left, gets underway in 45 minutes, and it's the men's over 107 category, and we'll be with you again shortly.